In Ukraine, at least 4 people are dead after Russia launched a massive drone and missile attack on Kharkiv yesterday. Firefighters battled flames and evacuated residents from an apartment building hit during that attack. And on Friday, at least 6 people were killed after Russia struck other cities in Ukraine, including Kyiv. These attacks come after Ukraine launched a surprise drone assault on Russia just last weekend. This is newly released video of that attack, which damaged nuclear-capable military aircraft at Russian bases. President Zelensky spoke about that attack in an interview just this morning with ABC News.
We have to prepare such plans, and we are not stopping. We have to prepare such plans because Russia can't, because we don't really know if they will stop this war. They don't want to stop the war.
So what does this latest escalation in violence mean for those ceasefire talks? And what can we expect when President Zelensky attends the G7 summit in Canada as a special guest next week? Tymofiy Mylovanov is Ukraine's former Minister of the Economy, and he joins me this morning from Kyiv. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So I want to just sort of get a sense of where things are at, given that Russia launched a barrage of missiles against Ukraine this weekend. This came after an unprecedented attack by Ukraine, a drone attack by Ukraine on Russia. Give me a sense of where you think the war is at, given this retaliation by Russia.
Well, so first, what Ukraine has done is probably going to change the entire landscape of the war. And I think that's very important because it shows you that these small drones could be hand-delivered or container-delivered to anywhere in the world. And so everyone is vulnerable. I think that's the biggest news which is being discussed by everyone I hear from. Then Ukraine used this new technology to attack the strategic bombers, essentially, and non-strategic bombers, those which use missiles to hit Ukraine. So in that sense, yes, there is retaliation, but the capabilities of Russia to carry out attacks actually is degraded, so which is good. It's a win for Ukraine. Yeah, there have been multiple attacks over the last 2-3 days. Over Ukraine, and they are likely to continue. They have been targeted civilian areas, and people have died. But, this is a war, and people die, unfortunately, because of Russia. I think no one regrets here this move on Russia. And I think we understand that Russia respects force only, and we frankly need to hit their capabilities, so they attack us less.
What does it mean, though, for the idea of a ceasefire? Because it seems kind of unbelievable that could even be discussed right now, given what's happened over the past 10 days or so.
Right. It is an escalatory move. At least many people pointed it out. President Trump pointed it out. President Putin said that he needs to respond. And so there is this talk around this. But of course, during previous negotiations or attempts at ceasefire, Russia retaliated immediately, not retaliated, but escalated immediately. So this is not unusual. What is happening during negotiations, in fact, this is what the empirics or practice, the history shows, that as negotiations actually taking a serious turn, it is likely or it's frequent that there is escalation. This is very counterintuitive, but what is happening is that each side is trying to, first of all, put more pressure, and the second one maybe hit some strategic targets before ceasefire takes place.
Okay,
and so the important part here is that the talks continue, and that's the sign to watch for, because if the talks are actually broken up, then that's bad news. If the talks are going on and there is escalation, that's typical, actually.
I do want to ask you a question about the G7 summit, which is being held in Canada in just over a week's time. President Zelensky will be there. We hear he is looking for a meeting with Donald Trump. I wonder what you think Ukraine is hoping to achieve at that G7 summit.
Yeah, so Ukraine wants 3 objectives, or, there are 3 directions. One is promote and advance ceasefire and peace negotiations. That in practical terms mean trying to bridge positions, trying to consolidate positions of the allies, trying to keep political pressure on Russia or political dialogue. So that's objective number one. Objective number two is to make sure or improve support of Ukraine, because the stronger Ukraine is in terms of defense, more likely Russia to recognize that this is the only alternative or the only path forward is a ceasefire rather than trying to grab more land, more territory, kill more people. And the third objective is, of course, economic support for Ukraine, partnerships, relationships, EU integration, Russian assets confiscation, war crime, children return. So the entire barrage, the entire range of issues related to economic resilience, sustainability.
I only have about a minute left, but how important is it that President Zelensky is at that summit, that invitation was made and that he will be there?
I think it is extremely important. It shows solidarity and gives opportunities to foster these relationships. More importantly, talk specifics and agree on actions.
Okay. Former Ukrainian Minister of the Economy, Tymofiy Mylovanov, this morning. Thank you so much for your time.